you learn to transmute all of these patterns, you become lighter. You become this higher version of yourself. I love to think about manifesting not as calling something in, but as releasing everything that's not in alignment with your highest version. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Carolina, and on this channel we talk all things intuitive living, feminine energy, and all things related to the spiritual journey. And on today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I really believe is one of the most powerful shifts that you can make in your life, and that is doing the inner work, starting to look at your negative patterns, starting to look at your wounds, the things that we hide away, the things that we suppress, all of these shadows that we have within us. So a lot of the manifestation content that we see online doesn't really show us how to do this inner work. It only shows us that surface level work, the affirmations, the visualizations, reprogramming your conscious mind. But the thing about these things is they're only surface level. You can sit down every day and say, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant, everything is working out for me. But if you have subconscious programs that are telling you otherwise, that are telling you that you're not worthy, that are telling you that you don't deserve these things, these subconscious patterns are always going to block those conscious manifestations. So if you want to create real change in your life, lasting change, not just a temporary manifestation or a temporary result in your life, then you're going to want to do some of the inner work, some of the deep work, healing your wounds, healing those triggers, figuring out exactly what your subconscious programs are and shifting them, because we are 95% subconscious, which means that 95% of the time we're creating our reality from these subconscious programs, these things that we're not even consciously aware of. And these subconscious programs are always coming to the surface, but a lot of us don't actually have the tools to identify them and shift them on that subconscious level. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 4 ways that you can actually do the internal work so you can heal your subconscious patterns and heal those deep wounds that keep you feeling stuck in life, keep you attracting the same things and experiences over and over again, because the universe is going to continue to give you the same experiences until you heal the pattern, until you learn your lesson. So doing this inner work is all about shifting those patterns. It's about looking at your core wounds, looking at the parts of yourself that you've suppressed, the things that you don't want to look at. And this work can be painful, but it's really rewarding, because once you do all of this releasing, once you learn to transmute all of these patterns, you become lighter. You become this higher version of yourself. I love to think about manifesting not as calling something in, but as releasing everything that's not in alignment with your highest version, with your fullest potential. Because I truly believe that our souls came here with a mission, and one of our ways to step into that mission and that higher version of ourselves is to release all of this 3D stuff that's holding us down. So now let's get into the 4 ways to start to do this inner work in your life. So the first way to do the inner work is to just really feel your emotions. Allow yourself to go through your human experience and to feel what you're feeling. Don't suppress things. We all have days where we feel absolutely hopeless. We all have days where we're feeling really bad about ourselves, or feeling all of these negative emotions and negative thoughts. And when you're going through this experience, when you're having a day like that, don't try to suppress it. Don't try to numb it. Instead, try to feel it, because feeling your emotions is the key to releasing them. So on a conscious level, when you're having a day like this, you need to identify, okay, these are things that are coming up. This energy has been trapped in my body, and in order to release it, I need to allow myself to feel it. So really allow yourself to sink into that feeling, to feel the ways you're feeling. If you're feeling self-doubt, allow yourself to feel that self-doubt. If you're feeling heartbreak, allow yourself to feel that heartbreak. Don't suppress anything that's coming up, because when you suppress things, they get trapped in our bodies and they continue to create your reality over and over again. So allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and then transmute it. You don't have to hold on to this energy anymore. You can allow it to be released, and you can allow it to transmute into something else, into something empowering. Energy transmutation is when you take one form of energy and you transmute it into something else. So when you are feeling that self-doubt, for example, when you are feeling bad about yourself, what you can do is allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and then reprogram that belief, reprogram that story. So say, for example, I'm feeling a lot of self-doubt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to feel that self-doubt. I'm gonna allow myself to feel what it feels like. And then I'm gonna say to myself, I don't have to hold on to this anymore. I get to choose my story and I choose to release this. I choose to transmute it into something empowering. And then you can introduce that new empowering belief, like, I love myself, I'm enough, I'm capable of doing anything I set my mind to. You're taking that negative energy and you're transmuting it into something positive. And this is how you create change in the subconscious. It's by allowing yourself to feel what you've been feeling and then releasing it, not needing to hold on to it anymore. The second way to do the inner work in life is to pay attention to your triggers and be really self-aware. So I truly believe that our triggers are what we need to heal. They are like these alarms that go off that say, hey, why is this bothering you? What do I need to look at? What inside of me needs some healing? Oftentimes we attract these triggers into our lives, and these triggers are the universe communicating with you. It's the universe saying, hey, you need to look at this. Some of the most powerful healing that I've ever done in my life has come from a point where I was deeply triggered, where someone in my external reality triggered this reaction out of me, triggered this deep core wound. So when you get triggered, start to pay attention to that trigger. Start to ask that trigger questions. Why is this affecting me? Why am I getting this reaction? Why is this person triggering this inside of me? What is it that I need to heal within me? Really try to pay attention to the things that are causing these reactions inside of you and bring some awareness and some attention to them. Another really powerful way to do this internal work is to start journaling. So journaling is a really powerful practice to bring the subconscious up to the surface, because when you start journaling, you can access your subconscious mind. If you just start writing and you continue to just write page after page, you'll notice what comes up. That's your subconscious coming through the paper. So two ways that I love to journal is, one, by having some guided prompts. So you can either find these online, you can create them, you can close your eyes and ask for a prompt and see what comes up, or you can just start free writing and see what comes up. And journaling is really powerful when you're going through a negative experience or when you have a trigger come up. So when you have a trigger come up, for example, ask yourself, why am I feeling this trigger? And then just start writing and see what comes up. Or if you're having a really bad day, just write about how you're feeling. Writing is a really beautiful tool to feel the ways that you're feeling and then let it go, because you're physically releasing it to that piece of paper. You're not allowing it to stay inside of you, but you're giving it to that paper. So journaling is a really powerful tool to do that inner work, to allow yourself to see what comes out, what's been stored in your subconscious, what patterns you're still holding on to. And lastly, which is one of my favorite ways to do this internal work, is through somatic therapy. So somatic therapy is a really powerful tool to release stored energy and emotions that are trapped in our bodies. So I truly believe that this healing work and this releasing work is done mostly in the body, because our bodies actually hold on to stored energy. It can hold on to stored traumas, stored emotions, things that we haven't allowed ourselves to process. Because when we go through life and we experience something negative, our minds don't think that it's safe for us to feel that experience, and then it gets trapped in our bodies. So most of us are operating in our life from that stuck energy. We're holding on to all of this stagnant energy inside of our bodies. And in order to move that energy out of our bodies, we have to do this through body-based practices that target that energy in the body and allow it to release. So if you have a dog at home, sometimes you'll notice that they'll shake a lot. They'll get up from a nap and they'll do a quick body shake, or maybe they got in trouble for something and then you see them do a little body shake. That is because animals intuitively know that by shaking their body, they're releasing stored energy. And us humans are the same way as well. We need to be moving to move that old energy out of our bodies. So somatic therapy is a body-based practice that allows us to release that stored energy. So this could be putting on a fun song and just shaking out your body, or dancing, or moving your hips. This could be yoga or deep stretches. But one of my favorite practices is breathwork, particularly transformational breathwork. This is a practice that's incredibly powerful for releasing and shifting your negative patterns, because when you practice a certain type of breathing pattern, this breath brings up all of these emotions, all of this stuck energy up to the surface so that you can release it. So this breath work can bring up your old patterns, it can bring up limiting beliefs, and it allows you to release it and transmute it. And this practice leaves you feeling so much lighter. It leaves you feeling so much more inspired and connected more to your higher self, to your intuition, your inner wisdom. Because not only does breathwork allow tell you to release, but it actually helps you realign because it shuts off that monkey mind. It allows you to reconnect to that inner knowing, gain some more clarity in your life. So this is one of my favorite ways to do this inner work because you can actually feel these things coming up. You feel it as energy rising through your body. And once that energy rises to the surface, you can release it so you don't have to hold on to it anymore. Whenever I'm going through a massive transition in my life, I always love to practice breathwork just to help me release those old patterns or that old version of myself. So it's a really powerful tool to help release the old in order to invite in the new. So if you're interested in breathwork and somatic therapy, I hold transformational breathwork ceremonies online about once or twice a month, normally on a full moon or a new moon. And these ceremonies really help you release on that energetic level. These ceremonies are going to leave you feeling so much lighter and energetically renewed. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and check the link in my description to gain access to these ceremonies. And that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this video on ways to actually do that internal work so that you don't have to keep creating the same reality and reliving the same patterns over and over again. This work is incredibly powerful and it's really going to change your life. So I really encourage you to try out these practices and start living by these principles. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, make sure to hit subscribe. See you next time.